Okay, so here's the unit circle we just replicated. Now I'm going to ask you some exact values. Okay, so find the exact value. Here's example 1, sine of 210. Okay, so you have to think about where 210 is. So that's right here. And sine is the y divided by r, and the r is 1. So we essentially just take the y coordinate. So the exact value would be -1/2. Okay. Cos of 5 pi over 6. Okay, so now I have to think about the fraction with 6 in it. So that means increments of 30 degrees, right? Because 180 over 6 is 30 degrees. So 5/6 is 1 less than the pi. Okay, so here's 6/6. So I'm 30 degrees less than that. So this is where I am. And when we take the cos of that, that means we're taking the x-coordinate. So your answer would be -√3/2. So tan of 330. So I go to 330, and that would be right here. And tan says to take the y divided by the x as a ratio. So -1/2 divided by √3/2. Okay, and then since I'm dividing a fraction, I'm going to reciprocate and flip. I'm going to reciprocate, multiply. So my answer is that. Okay, secant of 7 pi over 6. So now think about, again, 6 is increments of 30. So 7/6 is 1 past the full. So I'm 30 past here. So here's my spot, 7 pi over 6. And secant is dealing with the opposite of cos. So here's my cos, the x-coordinate. So I'm going to take the reciprocal of that. So -2 over √3. Okay, what about if I give you a negative angle? So think about 6, that's talking about 30 degrees, and now we're going backwards 30. So that's in this direction. So I land here. Sine is talking about the y value, so my answer is -1/2. Okay, now what if I go like this? Cosecant of 23 pi over 6. Okay, so now I'm obviously going more than a whole circle. So what if we think about taking off 360 degrees? Where do we end up? So taking off 12 pi over 6, right? Because that's 360 degrees. That's 2 pi. So that ends up being 11 pi over 6. So this will essentially have the same answer as that, because that's a coterminal angle, right? Okay, so pi 6, I guess I'm giving you lots of those today, that's 30 degrees. And we're 1 shy of being at 360. So that's right here. And I asked you for cosecant. So that means that we're dealing with sine and the opposite of sine. So then I'm taking a look at this y-coordinate and I'm doing the opposite of it. So flipping it would be -2.